Hello everyone, my name is Ana Fernandez and this is my final project presentation for Integrative Research and Development, which I have titled The Gift of Solitude. I used to be the kind of person who was constantly seeking companionship because I feared solitude. I embarked on a journey of self-discovery through therapy and moving to a new city, and there I learned to appreciate and enjoy my own company. Being alone no longer meant loneliness but empowerment and self-connection. Solitude is an essential part of self-care because it provides rest and rejuvenation. It leads to introspection, which can help personal growth, improve mental health, and then ultimately a more fulfilling life. This is why I came up with the question, in what ways might we explore the impact of solitude in the lives of young adults? This study explores how solitude impacts the lives of young adults. By uncovering the benefits and challenges of solitude, the study aims to understand the role in personal growth and development among young adults. I chose 5 essential research methods with which I have displayed very carefully. The first one was secondary research. I read 3 main articles, which were a very good basis for interview questions and helped me pave the way for results. However, there was some bias due to these readings when creating the first draft of interview questions. It helped me understand the concept of introspection and the idea that modern society has made it difficult for people to be alone and how this can have negative effects on mental health. My following method was interviews. I did 3 interviews. The first interview was done with a first draft of interview questions, and the second one was done through a second version. What worked, I collected stories, anecdotes, and was able to identify the participants' feelings. What didn't, remote interviews did not work, and bias was very hard to mitigate. My key findings include different perspectives on solitude, the distinction between solitude and loneliness, the impact of childhood, and the impact solitude has on relationships, and the use of the word antisocial. My third tool was a focus group. I actually did 2 focus groups. The first version was more successful than the second one, I think because of the way I approached the participants. Maybe they felt more comfortable with me. But it was very helpful to have people talk about solitude in groups because they felt more at ease and were able to share each other's experiences. What didn't, the responses of one of the participants usually influenced the other responses. I then moved on to personas. Personas were very good when they were a valuable tool to synthesize and analyze the gathered information. The profiles reflected diverse perspectives and they helped me create the insights and make the probe tool, which is the following, better. What didn't, I feel like I could create 1,000 personas. Everyone approaches solitude differently, but this is one of the insights that I value the most. I also was very pleased to learn about individualist and collectivist cultures and the diversity of interest of hobbies, overcoming fear of resistance, empower and independence, self-discovery, and personal growth. Finally, my final method was a challenge of 5 different probes. The first one was a solitude inventory journal. The second one was an 8-hour social media fast. The third one was a solo adventure. And the fourth one was to set aside 30 minutes of interrupted time to talk about your thoughts. And finally, my solo place was a challenge to send a photo of your favorite place to be alone. Social media fast was one of my favorites because it helped me highlight the challenges of introspection and understand that one of these challenges is social media because it becomes a distraction. The solo adventure was another very important one because it helped me understand that there is like a social acceptance of solitude in some places, for example, parks. And finally, my favorite one was my favorite solo place because it led me to understand that there is some kind of personalization of solo spaces. People, for example, when they choose their rooms, they collect charms and things that make them feel helpful. But this was my favorite video that someone submitted. They chose the Noguchi Museum and they called it their solo sanctuary, which to me was very, very beautiful. It created a sense of peace and helped introspection for them. The main themes I identified were hobbies and interests and creativity, self-reflection and decision-making, balance of social interaction and alone time, cultural and social acceptance, impact of solitude in relationships. which led the way to these 5 insights that I titled very carefully: embracing solitude beyond the absence of others, from fear to love, building a relationship with solitude, spaces that inspire personalizing solitude, antisocial social, redefining solitude across age, rediscovering connection, introspection, and social engagement. I'm just gonna explain my favorite one because I don't have enough time, but my favorite one is the antisocial social. I feel like it, through the redefinition of the word antisocial and looking at how through age it became more acceptable, I was able to understand that young adults, as they grow up, they tend to value alone time more and respect alone time of others, also by encouraging their friends and their peers to engage in these spaces of solitude. Thank you.